Welcome in, everyone. A little earlier stream today. I have a delivery that I can't miss coming apparently during power hour now, so I'm going to be kind of stuck up from the desk a little bit. But yeah, we'll hang out for about an hour here and just kind of see what's going on. It's been quieter this afternoon. A lot of flow this morning, though. A lot of good flow. But first up, just kind of looking at that market tide. Very easily can see it's bullish here. A lot of names contributing to that net call premium, so we're getting some good breadth here. All call premiums are leading the way, out of the money, slightly trailing. Puts kind of moving down in tandem here. Still seeing a lot of positive volume. I believe we are at the high of the day for the positive volume too. So clean, bullish market tide here. Periscope right now, we're just kind of up here testing this spread here. Not really seeing anything new kind of coming in right now. I kind of have this 6900, 6905 our ceiling right now. Might see a little push back or pull back to that 6870 here, depending on what that gamma does. But for the most part, I've been seeing some short calls up here, short and long calls. So you're getting a spread there, and you got some short calls here. So I'm thinking we might. We should finish under kind of this, what is that, 6900, what is this, 6895, so 69 right there. Yeah, I'm guessing if they're short the calls, they don't want us to go up much more, but we'll have to see here what happens the rest of the day here. Still seeing a lot of ask side call premium coming in, little tailing off now, but put premiums really diving here, a lot of positive volume. And I know in the stream yesterday I pointed out a couple times. Yesterday was the biggest spike in net call premium over the last 30 sessions, and SPY up almost 1% on the day. I mean, good little read there. Still some ways to go to kind of potentially quote unquote fill the gap there. So definitely something to watch, and a lot of put out flow the last couple sessions too, even with everything going on. Let's see, what else do we got kind of coming? Yeah, it's been kind of slow, so if you guys got anything you want me to take a peek at, please drop that in the chat. But we will look at these. I don't like that fill. I'm not even going to waste time looking at that. The NBIS 313-100 call. These are coming at the ask. Let's just see if we can get a clean read on this. A lot of prior flow here. I would want to double check that open interest tomorrow, and we do have some previous open interest as well. Something that's up 12.5% on the day too. A little higher multi-leg, but let's just see what we can kind of gather from this. Yeah, looks like most of that kind of the second there, and a lot of that didn't carry over. So let's just go back to the second and look at that. So yeah, I mean, this is exactly why you have to double check that open interest. I mean, you're seeing a lot of these are ask side candles here. Well, you see people say, well, that's going to carry over their buys. I'll come down here, look at the second 1,000 contracts. You only had 300 carryover. So a lot of contracts kind of changing hands within this. Again, always vital to check that open interest. I know you guys are pretty good at that. And yeah, today, I mean, just again another one. You're seeing flow here. I would assume it would carry over. Again, can't confirm it until tomorrow, but just kind of looking at the tape here. I mean, IV increases when it comes in. Spot is filling at the ask. It looks like a clean buy there. Would definitely want to double check that tomorrow. Let's see, the Adobe 313. Yeah, Adobe was getting hit this morning as well. Yeah, they really like Adobe, and I know you said they had earnings coming up in 8 days, so this is definitely earnings flow coming in here. And these, let's see what we got. Let's remove this. So, I mean, again, good find here. I mean, little wide bid ask spread, but it looks like it kind of tightens up here. spot or that IV increases when it comes in here. Descending fill. So let's see where that is descending here, and it looks like it's that 559 there for 5 contracts. Not a huge, not a big red flag or anything there. But just kind of following this up, following this up. So we do have a little decrease here at the end. Again, earnings flow, so anything can kind of happen with that. Let's look at the earnings history on it. So they haven't beat earnings per share, at least, of the last 4 quarters, and looking like it's, I mean, when it hits that implied move, it's favoring that downside. So I wonder if that read would be correct here, if these are potential short calls. How far are these out of the money again? 6% out of the money. Nah, not too far out of the money, and it's a almost 7.5% move there. I'm just kind of looking at that historical move too. Yeah, I mean, it's not favoring upside there. Again, anything can happen. It's earnings. Let's look at that other contract you dropped to, the 282.5. Yeah, this one, this was a good one. This one was not earnings flow. I liked this one when you showed me this earlier. Let's take a peek. Oops, if I could properly scroll, that would help. Again, I mean, good find here. Doesn't overlap earnings. Not a horrible bid-ask spread there. Spot is filling at the ask. IV increases when it comes in. IV stays up, and you have that IV increase here at the end as well. Spot fills at the ask that entire time. I would read this as a buy here. Only reason why I would kind of be a little hesitant. Weeklies here, when you start getting this far and then late in the week, theta kind of kicks in. Now, if it was Monday, I'd definitely put these as a flow alert. Again, you just have all the conflicts going on and geopolitical tensions. If they didn't overlap, well, they don't overlap earnings, but if they were like 2 weeks out and we didn't have earnings, I would definitely think about taking those. Just, I mean, that flow structure looks very good there, and yeah, just you'd have more time to forgive the contracts. 'Cause now if we gap down tomorrow, you're kind of getting cooked here. And let's just kind of look at that option profit calculator just to kind of see what would happen here. So tomorrow is the 5th here. I mean, even a 1% move, I mean, you're still getting a 15% gain on those contracts. But I mean, you get any sort of pullback, I mean, you can see how aggressive that theta is. That's the only issue that I have with kind of those when we're later in the week and it's a weekly. But I mean, the flow looks good, and now that I say that, I try to be cautious and teach people about the Greeks a little bit. The flow's gonna pump probably 100% when I say that, but you just never know. And I want to look at one more thing on Adobe too. Let's see, let's go 14 days. Surprisingly though, I mean, that call premium is very flat and just kind of light, and I mean, premium's just overall flat. I mean, you had some put premium back there, you got a big drop there, put premium there, drop there, but yeah, I mean, pretty flat overall. And oops, how's our gamma? Oops, come on, no, I don't want that, I want the spot. Okay, no, I want the gamma. I'm just crazy. Oh yeah, I mean, that gamma's been increasing, so I mean, you do have some upside gamma exposure that they've been adding liquidity in there. So I mean, it's favoring some upside there. Still favoring some upside there. Why don't we look at the chart too, since it's kind of slow. Let's take a peek. Let's see. It's Nvidia's up to 184 again today. Well, I got my move there. I sold my contracts a little early on those. Let's see, Adobe. Well, it looks like I had a little inverse head and shoulders here for a while, but it looks like that failed. So let's just kind of redraw this out and see where we are. I want to start with the weekly. I like starting with the weekly. Just can kind of get a big, huge view on everything and then work your way in. That's what I like to do. And I mean, this is a very clean spot, it looks like. Start here. Let's kind of draw this in here. So I'm looking at this right now. Maybe we can kind of, just a teeny bit there. We are back into this demand zone that is dated back to September of 2018. Fail. We had a bounce, 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 retest and bounce, retest, and it looks like we want to kind of bounce out of this too. So that's a good sign there. And I'm just kind of looking at that RSI too from this level. I mean, we have consistently, I don't trade just based off the RSI alone. I just kind of like to, I mean, you add as many details as possible just to kind of see how it fits there. I mean, it's favored bounces from this level, so I mean that's a good sign. I do really like the chart from this level though. I mean, you are in a yeah, no, that's interesting. Let's go back here and take a peek, see what else we got coming in on it. Clean up some of this here. Oops, what did I do? I need to go here. Yeah, let's see what else we got kind of coming in on it, maybe. So pretty open here. So you got some 417 300 calls coming in. These might be kind of spicy. I would want to check that open interest tomorrow. What do we got here? 100, we'll say. So 415, 400 plus another 138. Ooh, this one's just a little spicy here. I would definitely want to check that open interest just to see how much that carries over. Let's just see what we got here though. So pop that results down. So it looks like that's when it kind of that flow hit here. I'm just looking for the big one. So 85. So I mean, on the big one here, nice IV spike. Not filling up the ass, but kind of a wide bid-ask spread there. Again, just because the bid doesn't mean that's a sell. Repeated hits coming in here. You have that spike in that IV here. Now you have an IV drop here. How did that price? 275. So that price rise. I don't like when that price rises and that IV drops. But again, doesn't always, it's not a perfect science where if that IV decreases, it means there's sells. And then, oh, so big size and big premium. We have another IV drop here. And what do we got here? 47.19. Spots filling at the ask. Yeah, it's interesting flow. I would want to see how much of that open interest carries over on this one, just because it's kind of all over the place there. I mean, with that overall spot kind of rising throughout all the bigger chunks of flow, I would probably lean BTO on those. Again, hard to fully know, but I would want to double check that open interest there. If we don't have any other big candles come in, I would like to see that about that. Maybe 1400, 1500-ish range there. Let's see what else we got coming in. Put here, that's 9% in the money, a little deep in the money. Call. I'm kind of looking for some short. How about the 310 call? So we're sitting bid side here. I wonder if this is some profit taking going on. Yeah, my guess is could have been short those calls and then buying them back now potentially. Just it's not a clean opening trade on this one. All right, let's do just check a couple more. How about that 16-day 320? Yeah, a lot of open interest on this one already too. So nothing really actionable there. I would say out of all of those, that 44-day one is interesting. I just would want to double check that open interest tomorrow there. And I mean that chart looks like it's primed for a bounce at this spot, especially if we get some momentum in the market here. But all right, let's see what else did you drop me. Or TLS. I almost said Tesla. Oh, I almost said Tesla there. So used to just when it starts with a T, it's usually Tesla. And ugh, just in my face. In my face. All right. Yeah, no, it's when it's the multiple can like it needs to be very very clear, I think, if you kind of looking at the multiple candles. Like now, if let me just come back here quick. Now, okay, let's say we have 4,400 come in here. Now we have a candle that's like 8,000 come in here after. More than likely, they're adding to that position, but I still always like to check that open interest because you never know. This person could have sold half their position and somebody bought double. You just never fully know until that open interest updates. Unless, I mean, like this one, it's if we don't have anything else coming in, it's clearly gonna carry over. I try not to speak in like totalities with this stuff because you can't. But I mean, some of it you can see and just kind of right away get that. This one, so it looks like we started kind of coming. Oh, I can pop the results out. I would love for them to lock that at 250. So, okay, let's take a peek at this. So, okay, here's our first trade of the day. So 107.05. So IV spikes when they come in. A little wider bid ask spread. I wonder if this is one of those stupid 5 increment broker ones. I hate those ones. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just crazy. Okay, let's see. 114.31. IV or spot is filling at the ask. IV staying at that 114.31. So a little drop in that IV here. Spot's still filling at that 50. Let's just keep following it up here. So we fill at that 50 that entire time. 1055. So then we have more coming in here, and you have that IV spike, and that spot is technically not. So it's filling at the ask, and it's technically kind of rising from that other one. So then you have more coming in here, then that IV kind of rises and then drops a little bit. This one, I'd be a little more iffy on this one. Again, it's a stock that's under $5 too. I'm not a huge fan of those. I mean, they're such slow movers. When earnings on this one? Do we have earnings 12 days? So it does overlap earnings. I wonder how this does for earnings. Just all over the place for earnings. So not a super significant move. Look at that 3-day move after the August earnings there. Jeez. Let's see. I want to look what else is here. Yeah, I mean, today is your biggest day of net call premium. I mean, this thing doesn't get a lot of options traded. And it looks like, so you got hits on that 5 call. That's one we looked at. Yeah, I mean, this is your leader here. Everything else is possibly retail. Who knows? 26. Yeah, everything else is very light volume. Yeah, this is junk in there. Yeah, I mean, it's very unusual. I'll put it that way. It's if you're I almost call them penny stocks because they're such geez a 20% move. Yeah, they're just such slow movers. Like I'm not a huge fan of that. But yeah, I mean it's interesting flow for sure. I would probably lean BTO on those. And obviously when that stock price is so small, I mean you get a 3-4 cent move on there, and that can kind of impact the IV a little bit more too. I'm just kind of trying to see what happens here. So I mean, yeah, oh, drop. Yeah, it's kind of all over. I'd say more of a coin flip one on that one, especially if you have to kind of swing it over earnings. That's the only part I'm not a fan of there. But yeah, definitely interesting flow there for sure. What else we got coming? Oh, Avago today after hours. How about these shot puts? Oh, this is a midfill pretty much. 11% out of the money. Let's see. So IV spikes when they come in. Looks like could be related, maybe, not sure. Doubtful. I would trust kind of this more. So that bit, well, maybe I don't. I'll probably say this isn't. I mean, it's how many other contracts do we have traded on this? It might be related, might not be. We'll just go with what we can confirm here. So IV technically spikes when that comes in, stays up, spots filling at the ask now. So that's where it's getting that mid fill there. Again, a little murky there, something I probably wouldn't trade just based on that murkiness there. Then, I mean, you have contracts so closely timed there. I mean, not the cleanest read on that one, 11% out of the money, and I'd feel more confident if we were seeing a lot more put premium come in too, because this is only 2% of that total premium on the day, and it's getting a lot of call premium too. So can always find something better to put your money at, I'd say. Nvidia puts coming in here, very small size here, but we'll see if we can find a whale on this one. So we had 1,000 there, then you got 593 there. Could this person just be getting in and out quick? Who knows? I'm not seeing any like put participation here, just all call participation. 1% out of the money with 5 days though. Let's just we'll see what we can find on here. See if we got any clues. All right, let's see. Okay. So IV spikes when it comes in. IV increases. Spot technically rises. You have an ascending fill. IV staying up. Spot is filling at the ask now. So we have some little stragglers here, and I would tend to say these are probably just kind of maybe more so not these ones, but 17 there and that 05, they're possibly related there. Let's kind of see. I mean, oh, then we got some more coming in here. So 40, so that IV increases here. Spots at that 253 now, so 184.58. So okay, that's why that spot decreased there. That price went up there on Nvidia. So spots filling at that ask. That IV technically popped. Yeah, this is just kind of one of those. I'd want to see how much of this carries over again. That I know I'm repetitive when I say it, but it's you can't confirm it until it carries over here. Let's see the IREN 55. Yeah, those let's take a peek at those. Oops. I suppose I could search it up there if I wanted. These yeah, I put these in that risky flow. Just IREN's already up massively on the day, and we'll revisit the IREN actual flow alert from yesterday too. I can do that after this, but I mean it's your IV increases here. Spot is filling at the ask. You had kind of a little goofier fill here about a minute before, but IV's filling at the ask, or IV spots filling at the ask. IV's up. So I mean it looks like a buy, but again up. Oh, why did I close that? Come back here. Up 12% on the day. Now we had those IREN calls from yesterday, and I sold them when we were at the high yesterday. Just I was trying to manage risk and not get caught in a gap down or something. And yeah, I mean 424 they hit a high of 680 today. I mean absolute massive move on those, and that's kind of why I posted those other IREN calls in that risky flow. I mean possibly see a trend day going on, and I mean absolute rocket on this one. And just looking at that flow from yesterday too, I just want to come back and take a peek. I mean, again, textbook flow, spots filling at the ask, IV increases, No change in the IV. Spots filling at the ask. Looks good overall there. I mean, nothing to suggest that it's a sell at all. And great move up on those. Don't overlap earnings. And looking at that premium yesterday too, I mean, you were still seeing some put premium here, but again, that that's for the entire chain. And this contract yesterday, I believe, was only 1% of that total premium too, so it wasn't a huge whale on that. Um, and then we also had those CVX puts too from yesterday. Again, another good move on those. Most of that volume carrying over a good significant chunk, hitting 370 today from that 288. So I mean, again, phenomenal move. I mean, you don't need 1,000 pieces of flow, and that's the thing. Like, I know there's people that want 1,000 pieces of flow, so that's why I have that risky flow channel. So if you maybe see a piece of flow that you really like and you're not looking for something, or you're gonna pop it on the chart, look at the chart quick, go for it. But I mean, that trackable flow that's in those flow recaps at the end of the week, this is what we're looking for. Nice, solid, good pieces of flow. Like, you don't need 1,000 pieces of flow to be profitable. These were our first two flow alerts for the week, tracked flow alerts, sorry. And I mean, that's if you would have just swung, I mean, one of these from 288 and you just, we'll say you got out at the high. I mean, that's almost $100 there. And then if you had the IREN calls there, I mean, we'll just say you got them at 424 and you sold them at here. I mean, that's almost a $300 day right there. I mean, that's off one contract of each. And I mean, you don't need a ton of contracts. You don't need to invest a ton of money to get solid returns. That's the thing. If you find good flow you like, I mean, that's exactly what you got to do. But again, just kind of looking at that CVX, nice IV spike here. So repeated hit, descending fill. Spots filling at the ask here. Looks good, looks good. And then again, spots increasing here at the end, and your IV increases as well there. So I mean, you can see how that looks. And now you might see somebody be like, oh well, their bid side there sells. That's why you have to do the work there. But yeah, I mean, two solid pieces of flow, and then even the Tesla calls from today. These looked very good too. Like, we look at these in real time again. IV spikes when they come in. Spot is filling, not right at the ask, but we're very close. Spot increases, so you get that ascending fill. IV increases. Phenomenal looking trade there, and even so, I mean, you get a quick move from that 169 up to 203, little pullback, and then you come back up to 203 again. So 205 again there, and again, now if I'm trading this, I missed this one because I was messing around with the guys on Whale Watch a little bit, but and I was managing some other trades too, but these, I mean, if I'm up at 203 from 169, what's that, 16, like 15, 18%, throw a stop on, collect your profits, and then if you get a discount, I mean, if you would have got back in down here at 156 and brought them back up, I mean, that's another significant return there. And I mean, just look at how it's been rangy for most of the day here. I mean, just because that whale is still in doesn't mean you have to always be in either. Still, I mean, you have to protect your risk. The 600 Tesla yesterday. Do you remember what contract? Let's see. I might just be able to go find it. 1 second. Tesla. I think those. My guess. Oh yeah. I would probably lean that these are more of a premium, possible premium grab there. I don't know. Well, they're up. They're up. I mean, 48% of the money is something. Yeah, there were Microsoft ones too. Being we can pop up. I can pop up Microsoft here next too. But yeah, I mean, 48% of the money. It's it's one of those like, well, now that they're up, but you can be like, well, I would have made money on those. Okay, well, they were 52% out of the money at the time. I mean, that's kind of far, but again, you have 135 days on them, so I mean, it's possible premium grab. You never know. We'll have to kind of see what happens here. It's you just never know when they're that far out of the money. Yeah, let's. I got the Microsoft ones right here. They were, I think it was these ones, those 115.27s, 505. Again, I mean they're up at that 537 there, 551. So I mean it makes that good move. But I mean just kind of I mean, when you see it come in here, it's not a clean read. I mean, you're 15 cents from the bid, you're 10 cents from the ask. It's almost a midfill. The thing that should catch your eye on something like this is that volume size. And I mean, they're 300 days out, so you never know what can happen there. I mean, they're 53% out of the money. Could be premium grabs. You never really fully know. I tend to like contracts that are maybe a little closer to the money. But again, I mean, if you get a 10-15% move on Microsoft and before next January, I mean, you're going to see profit there. And I just want to kind of pop this in that profit calculator too. I mean, you need to see, I mean, a pretty significant move. But I mean, even by July, if Microsoft only moves 16%, or if it moves 16%, you're only going to be up 15% on those contracts. So I mean, that's kind of why I lean at the possible premium grab there. I mean, for all you know, Microsoft could run 30%. You never know, but it's more likely than not, I would say, that it's a premium grab. I want to look at those Teslas quick again too, just for some context. So these Tesla, so 130. So these are July, so I mean a lot closer. So we'll probably get a better read on this one. Table. So I mean even by mid-May, I mean to see like a significant move. I mean a 12% move by April 25th, you're only going to get 9.5% on those contracts. May 5th, you're going to be down 12% if Tesla's up at that 455. So I mean, that's kind of where it leans, where it's a possible premium grab, possibly. I mean, again, you never know. Tesla could come out next week and say their AI Optimus bots can do surgery now, and then Tesla shoots up 100%. You never know what can fully happen. That's the only thing there. But yeah, no, those were really interesting pieces of flow yesterday, and I know Snorlax posted about those Teslas too. Said something about don't contribute to the market makers Porsches or something. Let's see. How about these AMD 320s? 207.5 call. Oh, these are from yesterday. And I was like, I don't remember seeing these come in. Should probably pop this back to today. Okay, we got some new flow coming in. How about these APA 618 32.5 calls? So it looks like it's opening flow. Let's just do a looky poo here. 5% out of the money. Now, that 5% out of the money, very more obtainable than 58% out of the money. Multi-leg 5%, very low. Good spike in that net call premium. This is probably our culprit here. 25% of the total premium there on the day. So that is our cause for that spike there. Take a peek here. So, okay, let's do this. So now this one a little more murky. Looks like we got some other earlier flow here, but let's just kind of come up to here. So now that IV kind of decreases when it comes in here. That spot is at the ask. When do we have earnings? 63 days. Okay, so you would overlap earnings there. Oh yeah, that's That is probably why everybody's grabbing Adobe there. That is. I will make a very good, strong estimated guess. That is why. Good find there. Good find there. Yeah, I almost want to say these are potentially short calls. I just don't like how that IV's coming in, but spots filling at the ask. Again, kind of a coin flip for me where you got two things kind of fighting against each other. But again, 5% out of the money with 106 days. A lot of time on them. I could be BTO, something I probably wouldn't touch here. All right, let's see. Baba calls here again. Earnings tomorrow, it looks like. Kind of higher multi-leg, out of the money 13%. Not much for premiums today. Not much for premiums. How do we look here? So, I mean, IV spikes when it comes in. Spots fill at the ask. This doesn't look to be part of that multi-leg spot there. Who came down? Oh, okay. Yeah, you lay on the couch. You be a good boy. You be a good boy. Lay on that couch. Yeah. I mean, I'd probably lean BTO on these. Just don't like earnings tomorrow. How do we perform during earnings, though? Let's just take a look. So recently, I mean, it's favored upside implied moves. Yeah, a little mixed here, actually. But, I mean, you got a big move there. What's our implied move today? 3 and oh, that's a smaller implied move there, 3.3%. Hmm. How's our premiums look here? Yeah, there's not a lot of option premium really on this one. A lot of call premium back here and just kind of chopping along that, but nothing really new coming in there. Some maybe put out flow there. Yeah, I hate when you have like a big name buy stuff like Adobe there. I mean, that's just because some fund buys it doesn't mean it's gonna like it's it's like GameStop. Like I don't want to get the GameStop people mad at me, but I mean just because some dingus literally says, "Oh, I like GameStop," doesn't mean the company's a good company. And that's a whole different thing too, obviously, than Adobe there. But it's people like buying call. Ooh, we got a lot of 700 calls coming in here. Well, these are interesting. I'm gonna throw these in the chat here. A lot of and see like now just kind of looking at this too and knowing the trajectory of the market usually wants to go up. I would just lean that these are almost buys right away, and I mean it's not going to be a significant part of that premium. And just kind of going off of what I know yesterday. Yesterday was the biggest spike in net call premium over 30 sessions, and again, long way to go to kind of again fill that so and so called gap there. Yeah, these are going in that long-term flow. These look pretty good here. These look pretty good. All right, let's pop those in there. Yeah, and they're only 2% out of the money. I mean, odds of selling calls 2% out of the money when you're 180 days out. Probably not very likely unless they're expecting the apocalypse there, because more than likely they would get assigned here if they go in the money. Pop those in there. What else are we seeing coming in here? Iron puts. Oh, that's some big size on those here. We can take a peek at those. And iron has a lot of volatility around that name too. 4% out of the money. Multi-leg not too high, so that's a nice spike in that put premium here. Looks like this is our possible culprit. 2% of the total premium. No, not a big 135, 140. Well, it looks like that is the one responsible for the put, though. For the put premium spike. Now, these almost look short here to me. Ivy drops when it comes in. So spots filling with the ask. Let's see if we get any contact. So another little Ivy drop there. Comes back up. Yeah, I mean, not the best, not a super clean read that you can get on this. Let's see. I'd like to see that Ivy kind of increase or decrease more here at the end. That spot's filling with the ask still too. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably say no on that 9 days out, 4%. And that Ivy is so high on these two. I mean, we are trading at 110 there, so I mean you're getting big swings there, and Ivy can really eat up contracts quick if you get a drop in it. I'm just kind of looking at that. I mean, 5% move to get some decent profits, so But after a 12% day, you just never know what can kind of happen there. I mean, just a little murky on that. And a lot of that flow today kind of murky. How about these Googles? They must have came in when we were looking at something else. So again, easy one here to look at, and say you have to double check that open interest tomorrow. I would it'd be a dumb trade to open 500 contracts at 241, then another 500 right at 240. I mean, could be a quick enter exit. Maybe it was a fat figure slip or something. I just want to see how that bid side stuff looks here. Yeah, oh yeah, and it all came in a block there. It could carry over. I mean, Ivy spikes there. So let's see how that goes. So Ivy spikes, spots filling at the ask. Looking good, looking good. And then, I mean, the Ivy spikes here. Spots still kind of filling at that 240-ish, 241. Yeah, these ones I would just want to obviously double check to see how much of that carries over here. Not very confident to just kind of guess on that one. What do we got here? A little candle here, 110 there. So I'm looking for at least maybe 1400 or so on this one. 1400 or so. Yeah, just it's not the best. I want to see, because I had my eye on the CMC SA flow from earlier. Oh, those things ran too. 72, 112. Now, I didn't put these as a flow alert because let's pop this down here. Why are you doing this to me? Okay, well, you can see how that, I mean, you had the big flow kind of come in here. Oh, this is the first trade. I was like, why won't it let me go see that first page? So here's your first kind of trade coming in there. So, I mean, then you have that Ivy kind of drop after, and it comes back up, and then you see it kind of fluctuate a little bit in here. So that's why that one kind of went in that risky flow. Again, good example of, again, the Ivy not always increasing or staying up, and that flow just making a good move up there. I mean, today was kind of almost a throw at the dartboard and it hit. I mean, we are pretty much green except for energy there and some defensive names. Apple's fly red on the day. Yeah, I mean, you throw a dart at this board, you're probably gonna get some green. All right, what else do we got coming in here? Anything else? Yeah, just kind of just quieted down after this morning. Yeah, those spies are really interesting. You got some more on that 831 693. I think we're going higher. I believe we are gonna go higher. This one can't really get a read on it, but I would assume they're probably BTO just based off the other spy calls. Those SOXX calls, yeah, those are very interesting here. I mean, we got 253 there, 7. um, damn, I lost my concentration there. I was trying to do math. 253 plus, so I mean about 600 plus, so 1100 there plus 1600. Yeah, I mean clearly looks like an ad here throughout there. I mean, like you were talking about earlier too with the Avgos. I mean, could be trying to play Avgo earnings there. But yeah, I mean, just seeing a lot of kind of calls coming in. It's not, and we have a 716 call from earlier too. Yeah, a lot of 700 calls kind of hitting that, coming in blocks here. But yeah, I mean, we needed it. We needed a nice bounce back day. Palantir puts. I see. When I see those 470 day puts, most people probably aren't going to want to trade something like that. I mean, huge multi-leg, huge out of the money percent. Kind of, I don't know. I look at that as garbage there. I mean, this did cause that, so 1% of that total premium. Yeah, I mean it. Oh, and you do have some previous here. I just want to see how that looks. Yeah, wonder if, let's see, 2000 on the third. Most of that carried over. Then you had on the second here 2000. So this whale closed here, and then you have 4,000 contracts coming in today. Where did that other volume come from? Well, just kind of little retail hits, it looks like. Interesting. So I mean, yeah, good example here too. I mean, it's not coming at the bid, and they exited. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's such a long trade. You can kind of position yourself a little better, I'd like to say. All right, let's do one more quick look at the market tide and Periscope, and then I am gonna probably hop off here. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, just still clearly bullish. No big change or anything. I mean, put premiums ticking up just a teeny bit here, but I mean, still seeing a lot of strength here contributing to that call premium. Just still overall bullish on this one. And yeah, I mean, we're not getting above that 6,900 right now and that 68.95. So they are long calls there, but short calls right at 6,900, and we are very close to that and just kind of chopping below it. So makes sense as why they could be kind of doing that. And you got some short puts down here at 68.50 and 68.60. So probably, I'm guessing the market's going to want to finish within kind of this range or so. Again, a lot can happen in the last hour, but yeah, I mean, SPY premium's still up, put premium's still down, holding still up, put still down. Yeah, I mean, looking like we're gonna probably have a maybe choppy power hour, but we'll see. But all right, if you guys don't have anything else, I'm gonna probably hop off here. I would like to let the dog out before I have to watch for that delivery guy. But oh, dude, it's 48 here right now, and I'm like, that's kind of what I want to do after work, or not after work, after the market closes. Um, but all right, you guys, I will catch you later, and have a great rest of your day. See ya.